Okay, guys, I just want to give another word. Just a talk, and whoever has ears to hear, let them hear. Whoever can forbear it, let them forbear it. Got a lot of things going on in my life right now, and a lot of things on my mind. Don't really want to get into it. It's kind of like on the needs to know basis, but just if you love me, please pray with me, okay? And what a lot of people don't know about my channel is that I used to record a lot of dreams. I had like 100 plus dreams on there, and I guess my emotions got the best of me, and I just deleted them all. Not really sure what happened there, but I felt some type of way, and I did it. You know, okay. I just wanted to say that before I get into it. And the first stream I wanted to share with you guys is I thought, I haven't had a dream in quite some time. So I was really seeking on the Lord. I'm like, why, Lord, aren't you talking to me? And then I had this dream. So I'll read it to you. I had this dream and I had a very strong sense of deja vu. Like I this happened before. I was at my sister's house, and this guy wanted me to play pool, and I declined because, it's just not my game. Then I saw that instead of using these lights that me and my friend used to do evil, okay, we used to do things with these lights that were evil, and don't want to get too much into it, but that's just because I don't want to bring up the past or somebody else's past also. That's why I don't like talking about that person because he's not really right with the Lord at this time. And I haven't seen him or talked to him. So we used to use these lights to do evil, and I noticed that inside the house that I was in, my sister's house, they had converted them to use for good. As a design for the house to just shine light on the house, and really an aesthetic type of thing. I was helping John move something. It's like a box or something like that. And he was reading what some guy wrote on Facebook about my younger sister and how she worships the devil. And I muttered something against that. I don't remember exactly what, but it was a like a brr, like or some kind of muttering. And as we began to move it, he kind of muttered back. It was like a muttering back to me. And so we just continued to finish it, continue to move it. It was kind of like a response to my response, kind of like I am against what the guy said, and he's kind of like questioning me in that sense. And after we finished, I walked a little bit away, and then I turned around, and I guess I turned around, and I looked him in the eye and said, I cannot deny what I have seen and heard and believe to be true. And I'm paraphrasing that because I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something like that. Then my brother's dog started fighting this other dog. It was like it locked onto its neck. All right. They start while they were playing. You know how dogs, they start nipping at each other, playing around, and it just got out of control, man. And inside my sister's house, they have two dogs. So I thought it was weird that one of them looked like my brother's dog, and the other one I seen today. I just seen how the dogs look today, and the other dog looked exactly like that. So that was weird because I never seen the dogs before. At least I don't think so. Might have been some kind of subconscious thought. I then got in the middle of them, and it was a pain to separate them, but I did, and you know, the, and I did. Then John walked in again, and I said, John, I said, I said, John, hold them steady. I'm going, because they started to fight again. And it's not like, they're struggling, going all crazy. The other dog was just calm, I guess, and steady. He didn't really fight back. And that dog was just trying to dominate him by clamping on his neck. And, that's what he was doing. And he wasn't thrashing his neck either. It was just to show his dominance. And I said, John, hold him steady. I'm going to hit that dog really hard. And I was just about to kick the crap out of that dog to let it know, I'm not playing around. And this was after John had already gave a little punch to the dog, like, stop what you're doing. So then all of a sudden I just saw him lift up the dog. And somehow he covered the dog's testicles with a paper bag and just punched the thing. Straight up punched it. And there was no need for me to do anything. And the dog was now much more calmer. He had all that aggression taken out of him. I looked at the damage, and it was just a bite wound, small flesh damage, but definitely something that I would probably take him to the vet just so the doctor would just look at him. It wasn't really that bad. He was trying to show his dominance and wasn't trying to kill the dog per se. We were then at a church, and this pastor was trying to show he does miracles. He was doing an odd one, right? It was kind of like a magician trick, and making scriptures in the Bible float, kind of like floating them off of the Bible. I stepped in and said something like, this is not a miracle, but a trick. I am a Christian too. Let me examine how it's done. He didn't mind me watching one side, but John joined me and was watching the other. Then he got nervous, and I said, he represents me, and that's what I said about John. And a man of God is not afraid of challenge. He's doing in the midst of the miracles, and everything, and then it's just like love. There's many different sides of love, and there's just many different sides to everything. Don't be one-minded. We found out it was a scam being done with electricity. I stood up on a podium, started preaching to the people about how they have to start reading the words of Jesus for yourself and stop letting men deceive you. They all were ashamed of him and walked out. Then this poor white family walked in. I didn't see them, but I heard this little girl's voice collecting bottles. It's kind of weird. I knew they were white, but I didn't see them. All right. I had a whole bunch of these empty bottles in my hands all of a sudden, and I wanted to give it to her. And I heard John yell from behind me, I have a whole bunch too. And then I felt a bit of a sorrow, because in my mind it was like beer or wine represented wrath. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I feel sorry for what's happening. But at the same time, these poor people were getting food to eat. the poor of the land, they had something from what I was doing, and probably the stiff necked people who just walked out, they didn't even care to listen to what I had to say. They were just mad that, their magician was undone. And I kind of also thought about the dog thing too, and it's kind of like, dogs to me really represent groups of people. Okay, it's not just like a person, but and mind you, this is the interpretation that God has been giving me throughout all my dreams and stuff like that. This is how so it's, he speaks to me in a way I understand. And the whole dog situation, it really means groups of people. So you have one group of people who's, they're playing around in a sense with each other, as dogs do, whatever that means. You can take it multiple ways. Well, one thing comes kind of obvious is that, it starts to get serious, and one dog wants to show that it's more right than the other, and literally, dominates the other dog, and then won't listen to me. He won't listen to me. He won't listen to John. So when I'm telling him something and I separate them, they separate, and then when I turn around to look at John, they're right back at it again, and that's when John had to give the finishing blow to it. He was like, you know what, enough is enough. Who does John represent? I don't know. Okay, I could throw out a theory out there, but what's the use in me doing that? And let me just try to go on with some more things. I was gonna talk about how much time. 12. Oh my gosh, 12 minutes, man. All right, I'm just gonna cut it short here and talk about another thing. God bless, guys, and stay inside. Jesus Christ is love. Remember that. You can stand up for the truth. You can play around as dogs play around, iron sharpening iron. But when you get to that point where you're clamping down on another dog, you got to listen to the shepherd. You're just a dog. Listen to the shepherd and let go. Listen to Jesus and let go. Never let the sun go down on your wrath. Pray for your enemies. Do good to them that curse you. And love God with all your heart and love your neighbors. Okay. Talk to you later. God bless.